to each his own. I don't care. But Anthony told us we can't have a leader of men acting this way. So Anthony reported that to his superiors, Vincent Palermo, Anthony Rotundo, Rudy Ferrone at the time, and they decided that he had to be killed. And that's what happened.
So I did want to expand on that a little bit, because I've interviewed, and I think I mentioned it to you, James Sirocco. They called him Jimmy Easy. He come out with a book. I think the book was the name they gave him in Whitsick was Zach Caruso or something like that. We talked about that, and so that's a point of contention, right? So why do you take the word of a woman? Like, I mean, obviously, you know, these mob guys, they do the thing. They have Gamals on the side. This could be a woman scorned or whatever. I'm not saying it wasn't true. There seems to be a lot of evidence that it may have been true. But it does seem like you're taking the word of a woman very easily. Was it just they needed something to come up to give them a reason, and that was good enough?
No, that's the first reason. Now, there's a second reason.
Okay.
So that's Anthony Capo's story. When you speak to Anthony Rotundo, right, who's very by the book, by the rules, he says that he should have been killed because John D'Amato was borrowing money from all the other families and saying it was for the DeCavalcanti family when it wasn't for the DeCavalcanti family. It was for his gambling losses. So adding all those two things together was the reason that he was killed.
Gotcha.
So it wasn't just because he was gay and he was going to sex clubs, but that initiated the whole process.
That makes more sense.
But the second reason was because he borrowed, and I don't even know how much. It could have been $750,000 to $1 million from the other families, and saying it was for the DeCavalcanti family, meaning the DeCavalcanti family is on the hook, when it really was for his gambling losses.
Gotcha.
So those are the two reasons. And I understand what you're saying there about not just putting it on one lady, how a woman scorned is never a good thing. We
Right.
all know that. But those are the reasons that they actually said it.
Okay. But what about Rudy Ferrone? What did you hear about him, and was he involved in any of those cases? I never heard you bring him
he
back.
had passed away.
Okay.
And
I didn't know if y'all had
things
that were building up to it, or.
I think he passed away in '97 as well.
Okay. So he probably would have been had he stayed alive.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was all, he was part of the John D'Amato murder, like he was part of that.
Yep.
And as I said, they all were part of the Fred Weiss murder too. So,
Right.
But yeah, I think he passed away in '97. I know Anthony was very close with him as well.
Yep.
And he even said, he goes, if Rudy was still here, I don't know if I would have played ball.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, he was very old school,
Yep.
by the book. A lot of what again. Did you have you in your time there? Did you know the guy I was talking about, James Sirocco? They called him Jimmy Easy.
I've heard of him. Yes.
Okay. He's the one that told me a lot on the decals. I interviewed him.
How does the boss's girlfriend, wife, no matter what, you don't cross that line. How is she telling you this? Why is she telling you this? Why are you talking to my girlfriend about swinging? And you understand?
How was that subject matter even being brought up between you two?
Especially when we were hoping he would not take the vein. They wanted Corky in there. They wanted Corky in charge. Rudy hated Corky.
So your opinion, do you think that story could have been maybe just a story of they went and visited and they was like, hey, we can spin this to take him out?
I believe if he was in there, I mean, you're a boss. Are you that stupid to go walk around the club, be seen? Now, I'll tell you, prime example. He owned the Long Island Manor swinger club. I've been in there twice. 5 o'clock in the evening, it opens at 8. I won't be there. I went there, his name was Jimmy Allord.